help you get involved in this culture and in this community, and develop a coding mindset for your future. So first, I'll go and introduce the core members as well here. Archit Ranjan, he's also an undergrad at IT fourth year, and Prashant, he's also undergrad at IT four, and Laksh Bangani. And we want this session to be as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions at any time, or if you want to add anything to our conversation, please feel free to unmute yourself and add, or even in the chat box you can comment. So Archit will first go on and will explain the history. We'll give a brief history of the Code Club and how it was started. So yeah,
Yes,
Archit,
sure,
go
sure.
ahead.
Uh, People are still like coming and I'm busy at meetings too. Okay. Okay. So basically, Code Club started very informally when some seniors started helping other students, and they thought that why not take a classroom and start discussing coding problems. That's how it started. So like into 2019, we used to have regular coding sessions. Okay, so introduction to programming, TSA, competitive programming, etc. And then we also started with monthly contests. And monthly contest was something like you some of you might have heard about long challenges of code club, etc. So we used to have a monthly challenge from code club. So September challenge, October challenge, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes we also used to have cash prizes of 500 rupees that would be pulled in by the alumni or the seniors. Then what next we started was that we took on a group of interested students, and we made groups of three students, and then we matched them with seniors who can assist them in a one-to-one basis. After that, in 2019, we also had a AMA by alumni. Okay, so like Ask Me Anything. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. And there, all the first and second years could interact with the alumni and talk about what's happening in the industry, what skills to pick up, etc. Then after that, what we did was that we started doing mock interviews also. So since we cannot take mock interviews for everyone, so we used to have like top 20 performers of a coding challenge, and then we used to hook them up with IT alumni who are working in an industry and who are hiring people for their teams, and they used to have mock interviews, and this used to happen just before the internship interviews, so that you can get a mock interview just before you are facing the real interviews. We also had web development sessions. Actually, this session was disrupted by the COVID, but we did have a pair of classes on this. Other
Yeah,
than
just a few
hmm,
ones. Yeah.
Other than that, Code Club JUSL is also has the responsibility of conducting screening contest and evaluation. I'll talk about this later. And in 2020, we had a very we had conducted a hackathon. Now, a lot of you might not know what hackathon means, so we'll also talk about that later. So here in hackathon, if I tell you in a very basic format, then you have to build a product that solves a challenge. And to build a product and the challenge you're solving, we again assigned a senior or someone who is working in the industry to a team, and the team could take mentorship from that senior or the college alumni. And finally we had judges were also alumni of Jadavpur University. And then we also had some cash prizes. That was the money was pulled in by the alumni and the seniors and us basically. And then we had like prices and all. You can actually find the products that students built on Hack and Chill. The top three products are there on YouTube. The presentation.
It's also available on GitHub, I guess, right?
Yeah, on GitHub you will get all the projects, and you'll get the
And the
top
code as well. Yeah.
and the top three projects you'll get on YouTube. So this is the pictures of orientation. The first picture you see, this is the orientation of the last batch that had the opportunity to attend it offline. And last year we had online orientation, and this year we are having online orientation. These are just some of the pictures. The second pic here is actually some session on web development. This is the picture when I was in first year. So And it's like anyone can come and teach on the forum if you have knowledge over the subject. So like even if you are in second year, you can teach third or fourth years who are interested to learn that topic. Like it's a very open to learn environment where there are no foundation. Like we do not do something like a fourth year has to teach and the first year has to learn. It's nothing like that. So we actually had sessions when second year students used to teach second years and third years. So this is like the culture. This is the T-shirt that we had from Code Club when we had offline classes, and these are like some of the pictures from the sessions, etc. This is the poster of Hack and Chill that we had last year, last to last year actually. So this I'll just talk a brief about the heritage. So these two, the first two people you are seeing are the founders of Code Club. So Devanshu Bhaiya is currently working at Microsoft, and Gopal Goel used to work at Microsoft, and now he's pursuing masters in computer science from Georgia Tech. Gautam Agarwal, he was my fourth year, and he played a huge role in taking this Code Club. To like he added a lot of events that we are still following, like he added the monthly coding challenges, etc., the mentorship program and all. So he is an SD at Amazon right now, and he was working in Samsung before. These are like some of the Code Club alumni. Like there are many Code Club alumni who used to teach, who used to attend classes, but I have just put in some faces that where like they contributed a lot in the last 2 years. So you can see them, you can write their names down, you can send a request on LinkedIn to connect with them, etc. Okay, Shubham, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to add, like, do connect with them because it's very important. Because in future you might need referrals or mentorship in some kind that they might only provide as they have more experience in industry. So yeah,
Yeah.
I have a question.
yeah, sure.
On which social platform can we connect with them?
You can connect
You can
with
add them on
any.
LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn, and mainly if you can find on Facebook, but I'm not sure they will be adding you on Facebook. But yeah, LinkedIn, most probably they will be adding you.
Okay, a lot of people joined just now. I'm sorry, I was sharing my screen, so I couldn't know that you were waiting in queue. So basically, I was talking about the heritage of Code Club. So these people founded Code Club, and we are continuing it. These are some of the names, and you can connect with them on LinkedIn. So we were talking about all that. Sorry to have added you late. Uh, okay, so like we have conducted 100 plus sessions. Actually, now this stats is actually 1 year old, so more sessions you can add to that. And in the mentorship program, we have several people who are interested to mentor students. So everything that happens in Code Club is voluntary. So anyone who can help comes and help. And there is no like some students were asking Prashant that if you are from main campus, then can you join the Code Club JUSL? So there's nothing like that. Every club in JU is inclusive. You can join any club from whether that's handled by the arts faculty or the science faculty or the engineering faculty, main campus, Salt Lake campus. There is no concept of exclusiveness here.
Yeah, just to add in that DevFab sessions, people from IEM also came to attend. So that inclusive.
Yes. So there is nothing like if you are from main campus, then can you join the Salt Lake campus or not? Uh, these are feedbacks, very old feedbacks that was collected when Code Club was started. So Kaushal Jawar here, he was my fourth year, and so these are the feedbacks. These are the companies in which people who were active in Code Club has got placed, and okay, so you can see a lot of people from fourth year here who are working in one of these companies, Apple, what else, Amazon, Salesforce, etc. And
Flipkart, you're working in Flipkart.
okay, so now Shubham will walk you through what you have to expect from Code Club and your journey in the next 4 years in this college.
Yeah, so we'll be discussing that what is coming for next for you in the next 4 years. So this section is specifically for people who are interested in career in tech, so if you're looking for a career in electrical engineering, then maybe this is not for you. This is not how your 4 years will look like. uh, so so for other people who are looking for career in software or tech, I just want to know, like, what is your personal reason for being here? Like, what are you expecting from your side? You can unmute yourself or maybe write in the chat box so we can get an understanding that what the first year have in their mind. Anyone?
Please speak up. This is a very open platform, and we
Mentorship
want
and
to.
guidance from seniors.
Yes, Akash.
So someone
Mentorship
said
and guidance from seniors.
okay.
For
Someone said innovation. Okay.
You can also speak in any language. Language is also not a barrier here. So just
Yeah.
unmute and speak up, or you can put it in chat as well. Whatever is comfortable for you.
No, what was the question? Can I please pardon?
I
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Archit.
We asked was that what is your expectations from Code Club, from college, from your next 4 years, and anything that you want to share. What you expect from
Like,
us? Anything?
okay. There are some answers on chat.
Yes, learning to use programming in modern tech like AI/ML, learn something new, uh, mindset to
Um,
be into CP.
I want
Yes,
to carry forward my career in blockchain technology. So
Great. Okay.
I joined that code club to have a great circle of senior coders and
Okay.
yeah, problem solving techniques, introduction to new things, more exposure in this field, and yes, so uh,
Okay. Yeah. So we got like a sort of an idea, like what you are looking for, and so we sort of have, a kind of a roadmap kind of thing where usually students follow the path, but it's not necessary that you follow that. But it basically starts with learning a programming language and implementing basic algorithms or data structures. So, if I can say, you can start with something like Python or C. That is a very basic building block for doing anything that you have said, maybe Android development or blockchain or AIML, anything like that, or DSA. You have to first learn a programming language. That's very obvious. So, which programming language to choose? So, in college, you will be learning C, but different people have different opinion. For me, it will be Python, obviously. But it's a very, debated topic. So, Archit, what's for you? Like, what would you suggest as the first programming language?
since you have C in first year, and when you learn C, then you will learn how things work at a micro level, because Python is little bit. It does a lot of things for you that you did not care about. So you can start with C. You will learn how memory is managed, etc. But it's your choice. If you are in a department, if you are in a non-CS, non-IT department, then you can also go for any other language. If you are in CSIT, then, and if you do not know any language in prior, then you can start with C because it will help you in college as well.
Yeah. And if you are looking for, a specific section to explore, I will say just wait a little bit and learn first a very basic language like C or Python, and then you can, hover over to Android or blockchain. And with programming language, I think it's very important to understand the basic algorithms and data structure. So, do you guys know what algorithms and data structure is?
Data
we used to
structures.
proceed in a program.
Yes.
I'm sorry, can you come again?
The steps that we follow to develop a program are the algorithms.
Okay, okay, sort of correct. Okay, and data structure, like,
Data structures are a way to write and store datas,
Organized data actually.
organize datas.
yeah, why do we organize data?
like to make our code more efficient and less time complexity, like that.
Yes. So to for it to be efficient in time and also space, like how much data are you storing? Like it taking a
Yeah.
lot of space. Yeah. So
Easy to locate
basically for
values.
yeah. So basically for efficiency, right? So in the first step, if you learn to implement basic algorithms into data structure, it will not only strengthen your DSA but also strengthen how you implement things in the programming language that you have learned. So the basic data structures I would suggest would be to go with stack, queue, binary search. This is just a basic example. We'll be covering more of these in the upcoming sessions. So that brings us to the online sessions. So we regularly have online sessions in Code Club. And
Okay,
just to add one thing,
I'll
yeah,
take
yeah,
something.
go
I'll
ahead,
say
Rajat.
something.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when the college was offline, we used to have offline sessions all the time. Okay, we used to have bi-weekly or weekly at least. But last year when we started with online sessions with the previous first years, so we saw that there's not much of a great response from the student side, and online sessions was not as fun as offline sessions used to be. And what happened was that after 2 3 sessions, we used to have only 20 21 participants. So we sort of stopped doing online sessions. That's why I have put a question mark there. So again, we'll try this year. That's true. But since we have limited, limited tech, and you guys must have attended online classes, so you know that online classes are a little bit boring. So if we do not get a response, then we may not have online sessions, but we will provide you with resources or anything else you need, and we will also have contests, etc. Shubham will also talk about
yeah,
contests and events.
yeah. So first, going to contest, it might seem what contest it is because there's a lot of contests in programming, right? There's hackathon, there's competitive programming. So Code Club mainly facilitates you to get a job by preparing for the coding interviews. That's one of the main primary goals of Code Club, along with other CS fundamentals that we want to develop in you. So for so when you go to these companies to interview, a lot of these companies ask you data structure and algorithm questions. Obviously, there are a lot of companies that don't ask you this, but most of the companies, big name companies that you hear, like maybe Goldman Sachs or Flipkart or Amazon or Salesforce, they basically asks you these questions. Even Google. So to prepare you for these rounds, we hold these regular contests in which we ask in a in a very puzzle form these DSA questions. Obviously, you will study these DSA topics in college curriculum, but those will but if college will be treating it as more of a mathematical topic. In place, instead, in Code Club, we will be treating it more of as a puzzle which will help you develop on how to solve these questions during contests. So we'll have regular contests for you to practice. And moving on, we will be having planned events such as hackathons or mentorship sessions for you to learn on different specialized topics. For example, we had a DevFab for introducing different sort of specialized tech to the students. Maybe it would be web development or ML AI. And I think we didn't have blockchain at that time, but we might have in the future. Yeah. And go to next slide, maybe. Okay, so as I mentioned, alumni talks. So we will be contacting the alumni of our department and some other departments who are working in the tech industry. We did this in DevFab as well. We'll be doing this more often now. Okay, so what we expect from you is to have a good grasp on DSA concepts, as we already mentioned, and will there be sessions on DSA? Yes, obviously there will be sessions on DSA. The sessions that we mentioned will be mostly on DSA. So what we expect from you is to have a good concept on DSA and do not forget other CS topics. That's very important point here. What people do is that people just do DSA and we, very jokingly say that they're not doing CS, they're doing lead code engineering. You will get to this term in the future. So we don't want you to do lead code engineering. We want you to be a proper software engineer. So you need to have a good concepts in computer science as well, like other topics. Maybe it be operating systems or DBMS. It's very important. Okay, so then there is research. Some might, some of you might be into research.
May I
S-
have a question? May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like you told about the rest of the CS topics. So will you guys cover it for us?
Uh, we can give you the resources for the interview
Yeah.
preparation, because in interview they do ask you this. But for developing CS topics, we recommend you to go do the college courses that's there. But we also have these events like hackathon and etc., where we focus on those topics, like how good are you at uh, maybe database things, or if you're developing a product you need to know, about different things, not just DSA. Did that answer your question?
Which department are
Yeah.
you from, Sutirtha?
Electronics.
Okay, so if you don't have courses in college, then I think there will be some open elective courses that you can choose for these topics. No, Shubham, OOP and all.
Yeah, OOP is there.
But
You can
that will
choose
be
OOP.
later. You can also have like there are loads of online courses available, so you can take that if you need an instructor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, you can follow books also. So
Yeah, we
Okay.
can we can definitely provide you with the proper courses or resources where you can look up
Yeah.
those things. Okay, seventh is the research program. So, um, yes, Code Club hasn't really focused on this topic, but we'd love to. If we get a lot of people who are interested in research, we don't find a lot of people, especially from IT. Yes, so if you guys are really interested, we can even discuss on research programs as well. And then yeah, it's Archit, it's your line. You have added that. Please explain.
okay, so like someone had written in the chat that community of like-minded people. So yeah, this is the main thing of Code Club. Like what I have benefited from Code Club when I used to attend sessions in first and second year was that uh, in college there are lots of people, and you do not, and you have like some of you have interest in web dev, some of you have interest in blockchain. Now you can be of different departments, you may not know each other, but when you guys come to Code Club, and then you find other people who share your enthusiasm, your focus, your determination, and your will. So if you guys have seen John Wick, I took that line from there. So this is a community that will provide you with such individuals. It all depends on you after all, but yeah.
And if these two slides have given some pain in your eyes, please contact Archit. He has designed it. Okay, so yeah, we should move on to the Q&A now. So I'm seeing a question, a very interesting question. How should a student from non-CS background proceed? Okay, so I know people from non-CS background, like from electronics department. I know people who have got placed into Amazon, and I know a lot of people who have, got very good placements this season only. So the reason behind this is that they have started with from the very basics, right? You people from non-CS background don't have those many courses as Archit mentioned. So obviously the best way is to start with very basic, as we mentioned, start with a programming language. There's a lot of resources. We won't be teaching you any programming language, obviously. So that there are a lot of resources. We will be mentioning that. You go through it and start to implement very basic data structures and algorithms. And then you can attend the code club sessions. And code club sessions will be for everyone, and we will not be assuming any CS background. So it will cover most of your cases. Yep.
Is it too late to start DSA now? Is UG one? No, like when else will you start? So
Uh,
yeah,
okay, some
this
people do start in high school when they
yeah,
want to
like
do
Shubham, there are some people like
Olympiad.
Shubham, but
Okay,
otherwise,
yeah,
like there are
good.
some people who start preparing for JE when they go to quota in class 6. But UG one is like the perfect time to start. You are not late, you are early.
Yeah, it's perfectly
Yeah, yeah,
fine.
If you start studying now, then you are early.
Yep.
प्रशांत लक्ष्य तुम लोग भी कुछ बोलो.
yeah. एंड इट डजेंट मैटर कि तुम किस डिपार्टमेंट से हो, ठीक है, क्योंकि तो प्रोडक्शन, केमिकल, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, इलेक्ट्रिकल, इन सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स के सारे सीनियर्स यू कैन सी बहुत ही अच्छे अच्छे टेक कंपनीज में प्लेस्ड हैं. सो डिपार्टमेंट इज नॉट अ बैरियर इन दिस. अबाउट प्लेसमेंट वी विल कम, और भी हम लोग बात करेंगे. चलिए बाकी क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं.
There are lots of questions. Wait.
Okay, so Aditya, uh, I want to avoid big terms so that I do not scare anyone. MongoDB and all. But because a lot of people, so actually see, one thing is that we have this mentorship program for second year students, not for first year students, and the primary reason is that first I want all of you who are interested in a career in CS to be on one level, and that level is you guys know a basic programming language. So I would suggest that from today only you should, if you do not have any background in programming or any prior experience, then you should first start with learning a new programming language. About DBMS, so the college teaches about relational databases, that is SQL. So that is the compulsory thing that you have to know. If you use any different database like MongoDB, Cassandra, anything like that in your project, then the company that you are interviewing in, he may ask you questions from there. But it's not compulsory for every one of you to know. But yeah, it's always better to know an extra skill.
Regarding WhatsApp group link, yeah, we will create one and we will share. So in that group, like you all can join, you all can start at least, and in the end of first year, or you can say start of second year, we can like assign mentors to all of you who are interested.
There's
Okay,
a question
I
on
want
like
to add something.
okay,
I
go ahead.
heard that there was some WhatsApp. Like, is there any WhatsApp group that you guys have made? Because that's not official. We have not made any group for first year. Someone was texting me that please add me to the WhatsApp group. So is
There
There
fresher
is
coding
There was
WhatsApp group,
one actually.
Code
Was
Club
one.
JU.
okay? So that was created by the main campus peeps, like the CS guys. I
I
Yeah,
knew about that, but that group was full, so we were unable to join in that group.
yeah. Like
Uh,
the seniors from CS department used to take our classes.
Okay, you guys have attended classes there. They have started.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
two
There's
classes, two classes.
itself there.
One class was, I guess, taken on binary search, I guess.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so
uh,
see, there are two clubs. So there was a main campus club, and we also had a Salt Lake campus club we made. Both clubs are inclusive.
That was mostly because when it was offline, it was difficult for people to travel to both of the campuses. But now it's online, so you can literally do classes from
The
anywhere.
events and priorities are same, right?
No, I mean these are completely two functioning clubs which are not related to each other. Like obviously we have collaborations. Like we always call guys from there. We also can go there. I have attended Code Club main campus Code Club session when I was in
Yeah.
first year. So, but like yeah, I that group is different. That is not Code Club JUSL WhatsApp group. I will make a new group and. I will share a form. So basically, last year what happened was that some people from other groups had come, and they were sabotaging the group, etc. So I will create a Google form, and I need a few volunteers from your year, and we will make a WhatsApp group for JUSL campus as well. Rishav Agarwal, please unmute yourself. I will tell you how to get job at Google.
Okay, there's one question like on what should be the deadline of learning the first programming language. Okay, so I will tell you, you never learn a language completely. That's very sure point because obviously no one can say that I know a particular language very good. So you need to understand a basic understanding of that language so you can implement very basic data structures algorithms. At that point, you're pretty good to delve into other things. And I think you should give yourself, 1 or 2 months. That is more than enough, I guess.
I will
I will
go.
just circulate the Google form.
I will send the Google form in the end of session in this group in the Google Meet chat. I have to say this thing. Do IT companies allow all branches in placement? So there are some companies that allow only circuit branch. Some companies allow all branches. However, the companies that allow only circuit branch, there is some clause there for some screening. Now, Prashant will be able to better explain that. Prashant, can you answer this
Yeah, he's a
question?
PC, so he will be.
yeah, yeah. So there are many companies. Few companies I will tell few companies only allow CS and IT and don't allow others. But there are many companies that allow CS, IT, and circuit. and all other departments. But if some companies, like for example, Amazon came this year and they were reluctant to allow all the departments. But like we tried to convince them. Actually, we always try to convince the companies that they should allow all the other departments. If not all the departments, then we keep a screening round for them, and the top 30 and or top 50 guys are allowed in the companies. So by that way, I guess you guys can enter the big companies. Other than that, the companies like Google came this year or Apple came, they allowed all the departments. Other companies like there were PayU, Navi, they allowed all the departments.
Yeah, one
So
question.
yeah.
Like electronics department means, are there companies which do not allow electronics?
There are few, but I can say there are many that allow electrical. So CSIT and circuit departments are almost every company allows them.
Even if there is one
There are
two
only
that
I
do
have a
not allow
question.
electronics, I think screening round के through तो वो लोग आ सकते हैं, no?
हाँ आ सकते हैं, but there are 2 or 3 companies like Enchanto, like DE Shaw, they strictly allow CS and IT. Although
Yeah,
they are many,
even Salesforce, I guess. Yeah.
ये डी शॉट तो
yeah,
शायद
Yeah, I have a
डिफरेंट
question.
डिपार्टमेंट्स को अलाउ किया था तो हम लोग जब थे.
नहीं.
नहीं
I'm
इस बार नहीं
so
किया.
नहीं,
I'm
नहीं,
from
नहीं.
power. Is power is allowed to as a separate?
या पावर,
Yes, yes.
आई कैन से पावर तो बहुत चोर है, ठीक है. क्योंकि वो लोग इलेक्ट्रिकल के साथ भी बैठता है और मैकेनिकल के साथ भी बैठता है.
Okay.
मतलब
हाँ, इस
व्हेन कंपनीज
हैकर
कम
पैड
फॉर
डिपार्टमेंट.
इलेक्ट्रिकल, हाँ तो पावर पहले वो इलेक्ट्रिकल के साथ बैठ जाता है क्योंकि उसके उसके सिलेबस इलेक्ट्रिकल से मैच कर रहा है, फिर मैकेनिकल में बैठ रहा है, तो पावर बहुत सही है. तो
What
यू हैव
about
टू बिच.
electrical engineering?
और वैसा अगर नहीं भी होता है तो तुम्हारा स्क्रीनिंग राउंड तो है ही. तो स्क्रीनिंग हम लोग एक सेकेंड ईयर में कराते हैं फॉर इंटर्नशिप्स, एंड एक जो होता है वो फाइनल ईयर में होता है फॉर FT. या और फॉर FT अगर मैं बोलूँ तो टॉप 50 जो स्क्रीनिंग थे वो अभी से 2 महीना पहले उन सारे का प्लेसमेंट हो चुका है. लाइक एवरीवन फ्रॉम टॉप 50 इन द स्क्रीनिंग हैव बीन प्लेस्ड ऑलरेडी. अब हम लोग और नीचे जा रहे हैं, पुश कर रहे हैं.
भैया सिविल का क्या है?
वही वही बहुत सारे कंपनीज हैं. मतलब स्टैट्स अगर देखोगे तो थोड़ा सा उल्टा सीधा दिखेगा,
देखो स्टैट्स
बट
मत
जो भी
देखो.
इंटरेस्टेड, जो भी अच्छे कोडर्स है ना, तुम अपने सीनियर से बात कर सकते हो. विवेक अग्रवाल, आई गेस ही इज द विवेक अग्रवाल एंड अभिषेक अदर्स आर PC फ्रॉम सिविल. तो ऑल द गुड कोडर्स आर ऑलरेडी प्लेस्ड. अभी कंपनीज आ रही हैं तो अब डबल ऑफर देना पड़ रहा है, मतलब स्लैब बढ़ा बढ़ा के बिठाना पड़ रहा है, बिकॉज ऑल द गुड कोडर्स जो भी इंटरेस्टेड थे दे गुड a very good CTC.
Yes, actually, see, companies will not discriminate. That I am telling you for your department. Once you are in the interview, if you know things, you will get. So basically, your competition is with computer science and information technology department students. So if you know this stuff, then you will get the offer. तुमको कोई मतलब discriminate नहीं करेगा. Stats देखोगे तो तुमको दिखेगा कि IT का डिपार्टमेंट बेटर परफॉर्म कर रहा है, बट ये सब स्टैट्स देखने से कोई फायदा नहीं है. तुम बस इंडिविजुअली देखो कि तुमको क्या करना है, and you will get. मतलब even power से भी तो people have been placed in Microsoft like we have seen, so it doesn't matter.
हम्म. हाँ स्टिल मतलब कुछ कंपनीज हैं अभी भी जो कि मतलब नहीं बैठने देंगे, तो वो अब कंपनी का विल है, ठीक है. तो उस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी के लिए हम लोग नहीं बैठे हैं, ठीक है.
I
बहुत
have
सारी
a
कंपनीज हैं.
question.
Do we
हम्म.
always need to practice coding on PC or can we use the pen and paper sometimes at home?
No, PC, I think.
Use PC, yeah, because they will ask you to code on their IDE or maybe Google Docs.
Do IT the question was this, that companies allow Python as language for interview
Is
purpose.
power
So for
is
interview
power
you have,
counted as
I will just come
Yeah,
back to you,
Prashant,
Akash.
can you yeah,
I'll just come
Prashant
back
will
to
be
you.
able to answer this question. Yeah.
So like
लैंग्वेज वाला.
सुमित जो पूछा, हाँ लैंग्वेज वाला में तो व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू इज दैट कंपनीज जो कोडिंग राउंड्स लेते हैं, तो देयर आर सम कंपनीज जिसका जो एडिटर होता है, तो कोड एडिटर दैट दे यूज, they only allow C++ and Java for you to code.
हाँ.
So if you know Python and if you do not know C++ or Java, then you might miss out on those coding rounds. Like basically, like suppose you're studying for
हाँ.
Samsung, and uska
Yeah.
coding round में editor में there are only two options, C++ and Java. So you have to write code in any one of two. So that
Yeah,
is
so
why.
if
हाँ
yeah, either of C++ or Java is good.
हाँ
It's not necessary
हाँ,
to
बट
master
ये
both,
सिर्फ
but
एक या दो
yeah.
कंपनीज के लिए।
हाँ, ये भी है, हाँ.
हाँ
Because if it's hacker rank platform, then they allow a lot of
And
languages,
one
right?
more thing, so you should know one of these two languages also, because Python is a very high level language. So if you learn C++ or Java, then you will learn more things on how programming languages work, etc. If I'm not wrong.
Acha, one thing that I should ask, that you told that most of the companies allow circuit branch. So is power considered as a circuit branch or not?
The
पावर यूजुअली सिट ऑन द नेम ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल। तो क्योंकि सिलेबस सेम है, तो अधिकतर कंपनीज में पावर इलेक्ट्रिकल के नाम पे सर्किटल ब्रांच बन के बैठता है।
Okay,
ठीक है।
अभी इसका
Which companies allow production?
See, I'll
अरे
tell you
देखो
one
अब
thing, and
एक एक
let's end this discussion. There are there are plenty of companies that come and they hire all the talent that they get. Okay, and so you will get opportunities if you are from production or anywhere. Okay, and there are a lot of companies come to JU. Okay, there are plenty of companies that come to you. You'll get plenty of opportunities. So you should not worry about a department, at least at this stage in your first year. Also, there are off-campus opportunities. So in your first year and in today's session, let's not talk so much about placements and all.
Yeah,
भैया
that's
किसी हैकाथन में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए क्या मतलब सब कुछ आना चाहिए, जस्ट लाइक डीएसए या अभी जो जो एसोसिएटेड चीजें हैं?
किसमें पार्ट करने के लिए पार्टनर?
हैकाथन, कोई भी हैकाथन में, या अभी एक टेक्नोफिलिया का रजिस्ट्रेशन है।
अच्छा, तो शुभम, कैन
uh,
यू प्लीज एक्सप्लेन हैकाथन क्या होता है फॉर रेस्ट ऑफ द ऑडियंस एंड
yeah,
उसके बाद.
sure. So hackathon is basically like a very timed event, maybe 36 hour or 48 hours, in which you have to develop a product. A product can be very, a thing that solves a problem. So I remember in my first year, I was in a hackathon organized by BIT Mesra, where we developed a product to spread awareness. So something like this, you will have a theme and you have to develop a product in a limited time with a team. And no, you do not require knowledge of DSA in there, but you will require idea of specific tech. So if you are building a product in, say, like website, so you need to have an idea of web development. If you're building something related to uh, ML, then obviously you need to know about AI and ML. So similarly, if you want to participate in hackathon, it's a very great place to learn about a particular tech, not about DSA, but about a particular tech. It's very important. It looks good on your CV when you put it, and you learn a lot of things regarding a tech. So if you go in an interview, and a lot of companies not only ask DSA but also asks you about the project. So through this hackathon, you will be making your projects.
I want to say something.
Is it mandatory to learn?
Okay, I'll come back to Akash. So I want to say that DSA is primary that you have to know data structure and algorithm if you are solving a real life problem in computer science, because computer science is derived from maths and electrical engineering. Okay, so like many people are asking, do web development need DSA, etc., or are they independent? See, there are YouTube tutorials of 15 minutes that will teach you how to make a self-driving car in 15 minutes, but obviously all those are scams. If you have a real life problem, you cannot do that. So that is why there are some things that you need to know and you need to understand properly. And after you learn those, there are some skills that you also need to pick up so that you stand apart from the crowd, from the usual crowd. So if you take up a skill like web development, Android development, machine learning, and you build an expertise over it, so that is something else. Now if you say that I do not know any DSA but I am mastered in machine learning, then no person in the computer science fraternity will applaud you for that. I mean, they'll laugh at you that what is this guy saying. So it's like that. It is independent, but it is necessary.
भैया एक नॉन सर्किटल ब्रांच के स्टूडेंट का रोड मैप क्या होना चाहिए?
Well, basically the similar to the ones of CS. If you want a career in software engineering, so you will be starting with the basic programming language, and then you will be attending the code club sessions or the resources that will be giving out. And yeah, basically mostly the same. It's just that non-core core people have to put a little bit effort to understand the CS topics like DBMS or operating systems, which the CS people don't have to because they have it in the courses. Apart from that, there's nothing else different. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, bhai.
Is it necessary to learn Python for MIML, AIML?
Uh, Most of the applications of AIML is in Python. Obviously, there's a lot of other languages where it is implemented, like Julia or R. But yeah, Python. Uh, in Python, you will get a lot of communities which will help you in developing these. So yeah, learning Python is very important for ML and AI.
So
If you
like,
know basic Python, how can we proceed?
Can you come again?
If you know basic Python, so what can we do with that now? So like, how can we proceed with that?
If you know basic Python.
Yes.
So as Archit mentioned, C++ and Java would be required for DSA. So you can start with any of these two languages, or you can, however, start with a DSA. Even implementing in Python would be good, not an issue. And in down the line, you will be learning C++ or Java. This is for DSA part. But if you already know Python, then any specialized field that you want to work on.
yeah, are you interested in any specialized field? He's asking, like in web or ML, anything.
Yeah, like ML.
Okay.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you're Yeah, so if you're interested in ML, then we can provide you with the courses. And okay, lots of people are asking about AI from Python. Okay, so I will just clear why.
Actually, in YouTube, I was searching for the courses, but they were actually kind of superficial. Actually, they were kind of over the surface, not going into the
Yeah,
depth. Or
Coursera courses I meant. Yeah, I get it. So very in-depth courses you will find in Stanford lectures. Okay, they will be very mathy. So if you are into that, you can do that. Obviously, we won't be delving that deep into deep learning and stuff in Code Club. That's not our specialized area. Although there are certain seniors who you can contact for this, like you can contact me for this thing. And uh, apart from like anyone else, Archit, who does ML.
Everyone.
yeah, what about AI?
No, like I mean, who has like done research kind of thing. So, what
Yeah,
about
what
AI?
about AI?
Yeah, AI, ML is basically a part of AI. So AI is like the superset of ML. So if you learn about ML, you're basically learning about AI. But obviously, yeah, uh, to learn about AI is a very broad field. You have to find a specific area where you want to apply it, maybe in robotics or maybe in understanding language, and then you dive and understand that.
Okay, so
So in depth, you can go for Stanford lectures.
it
Yeah,
will
you
be
can go.
difficult for you at first, but you can do
Yeah,
that. So I'll tell you something. So what was the course number? I forgot the course number, whatever. So it is taught by Andrew Ng only. There are two courses of Andrew Ng. One is Coursera, which is for beginners and it doesn't go to the depth, and one is the actual Stanford lectures. To understand the actual Stanford lectures, you need to have some background in mathematics. So there is one linear algebra course by Gilbert Strang on MIT, and some calculus. I think 11 12 calculus will suffice, and basic
no.
some
They will
multivariable
require
calculus is required.
multivariate calculus is required.
That will be in
So
your first year course actually, I
हाँ
think.
फर्स्ट ईयर कोर्स में हो हाँ
But yeah,
मैथमेटिक्स और फिर
another
इंजीनियरिंग
thing.
में तो वो करके you will get around all that Stanford lectures. I want to answer one chat question. So Jatya Nath is asking to elaborate about GSOC. So first, I want to introduce what is open source for the audience. So open source software is any software which is where the code is available to everyone. Okay, so like proprietary software like Zoom. So the code of Zoom is on with the Zoom team. Like you cannot see the code of Zoom, but there are some softwares जिसका code you can see. Any famous open source software, Shubham? याद नहीं आ रहा.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, if you have heard of Ubuntu, it's an operating system. So
VLC, OBS,
Yes, Firefox.
Firefox, yeah.
Firefox also.
Firefox is an open source browser. So open source में क्या होता है? That the code is public and anyone can contribute to that code. तो code में issues आते रहते हैं. So you can go to GitHub, you can open an issue and you can solve it, and you can commit the code, and the code reviewers will see if your code is correct and if it works, and then they will merge your code, and that is open source contribution. Open source contribution is मतलब समाज सेवा. Okay. So GSOC, Google wants to encourage this open source culture. Okay, so to do that, GSOC, Google works with open source organizations, and there are a list of problems of these organizations, and students apply to these organizations to solve their problems.
And get
And
mentored.
okay, and then
Yeah.
let me
Very important
complete.
question.
Let me complete. तो उसको GSOC प्रोजेक्ट्स होता है. तो GSOC प्रोजेक्ट्स में first you will apply, then there will be a process, and then you will be like selected. After you are selected, you will work for your summers to do that project, and after you complete that project, you're working in an organization that is different from Google. Google is just supporting it. So Google gives you a handsome stipend also because you contributed to open source. So that is the complete story about GSOC. If anyone is interested. Okay, so Tirtha, what were you saying?